the vault.
Back in 1999, the unbeaten Aggies found themselves down 7-3 to Tulsa at Kyle Field. The Maroon and White then stormed back against the Golden Hurricane. They outscored Tulsa 59-6. Jamar Toombs and Dante Hall scored second quarter touchdowns, and Randy McCowan threw for a score to Roderick Broughton and then scored from 12 yards out on the ground, and the Aggies took a 31-7 halftime lead. Texas A&M would score 31 more points in the second half, with the biggest play covering 96 yards. This touchdown pass from McCowan to Chris Taylor still remains the longest TD pass play in the history of Texas A&M football. The Aggies cruise to a 62-13 win.
From KBTX News 3, this is your Aggie Game Day forecast.
It has been over 23 years since the last time the McNeese Cowboys made the trip to Kyle Field to take on the Aggies. That was September 1st of 2001. And the weather that day was seasonable. The morning low, 74 degrees, the afternoon high, 90 with partly cloudy skies. Texas A&M would go on to win that game 38-24. And I'm hoping that the weather played a factor in that win, because I have got an identical forecast for today's matchup. Morning low, 74, afternoon high, 90 degrees, and you guessed it, partly cloudy skies. Only difference is the last game was a 6 p.m. kick. Today, it's an 11:45 a.m. kick. So we're going to warm up throughout those four quarters, starting at 84, climbing toward that 90-degree high. Breezy winds out of the northeast try to keep us on the more comfortable side, but with plenty of sunshine, it's going to be warm out there. So you want to make sure that you've got your sunglasses, your sunscreen, and of course your water bottle. You are staying hydrated as you head toward Kyle Field. That's going to do it for your game day forecast. I'll send it back over to y'all at the desk.
It's a new era, and many changes are around Aggie land, both on and off the football field. You may have noticed one big change in particular to the field itself. Stevie Stevenson has more.
It was a busy summer here at Kyle Field, especially for the team that transformed it from an international soccer pitch to concert venue, and now to this, the home of the 12th man.
And at the heart of it all is Nick McKenna and his team.
So counting me, I have a full-time staff of 7, and then we actually hire a lot of students. So we've got 14 students that basically help us out at all those fields and facilities and handle our event load.
While it takes a village to maintain all the sports fields across Texas A&M in a normal year, the 2024 season brought a whole new set of challenges.
Yeah, so obviously we had those two major special events over the summer here in the Mexico-Brazil soccer match, followed by the George Strait concert. You know, the soccer match was unique. Obviously the footprint of Kyle Field isn't normally large enough to host a soccer match, so we had to bring in some extra grass. Obviously then after the soccer match, the next week we had the George Strait concert. We were putting the flooring down over the entire surface. So we just built a plan in to replace the field as part of that.
But the changes this year don't stop there. In came the Elko era, and that brought a change in field aesthetic.
So obviously we've got a whole new field design here on Kyle Field this season. The conversations for that actually started kind of around the time that I actually got to have my first sit-down meeting with Coach Elko and his chief of staff in early March.
McKenna then took their guidance to the Texas A&M Athletics Design and Branding team. And after a series of discussions and collaboration, the maroon end zones came to life with hard work and a lot of paint.
We wound up using 100 gallons of white paint last week, 150 gallons of maroon paint, and then 2 gallons of yellow. Right now we're on track basically to use those same quantities of paint probably for this week.
But it's not all about aesthetics. At the core of it all, McKenna and his team are there to ensure the field performs well so that the athletes can too. And that means taking special care of the field and making sure that it's as strong as possible.
We're the strength coaches for the grass. That's what we do during the summer. We beat the plant up, we build it strong, build it back stronger.
This work they put in over the summer lays the foundation to help keep the field in prime condition all season long, even with back-to-back home games. It's a big job, but McKenna and his team excel at it. So no matter what the scoreboard reads, the Aggie field staff delivers a win every time. For Aggie Game Day, Stevie Stevenson.
Thank you, Stevie. Coming up next, Travis Brown has the latest on A&M.
All right, guys, coming up after the break, we're hanging out with our friends from the Aggie Business Brothers. We got more when fan feedback returns.